Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing your thoughts via the comment section. It has been incredible, your views on especially issues that have to do with the African leadership, Pan-Africanism, Ibrahim Traoré, young leadership in Africa, and I'm so incredibly grateful for your comments, for your support on this channel. And again, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into a very important topic. We've been analyzing President Ibrahim Traoré on this channel, the president of Burkina Faso, his vision, his mission for his country, his stance against imperialism, and also the creation of a completely new alliance that has shaped the geopolitical face of West Africa, removing themselves from ECOWAS that has existed for more than 50 years. And so today we want to talk more on Ibrahim Traoré's letters of credence. We've seen videos, we've seen countries recognizing Ibrahim Traoré left, right, and center. But today we want to focus on the importance of these letters of credence. What are these letters of credence? Are they truly to establish diplomatic relations between Burkina Faso and all these countries that have been presenting letters of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré? Or is just yet another decoy? Because we've seen leaders in the African continent receive letters of credence from different diplomatic establishments within their countries. Those that did not even have diplomatic ties with them come in to express show him their appreciation, to say they are willing to work with them. But in the future, we hear them, the same people shouting, oh, he's a dictator, he's a human rights violator. And at the end of the day, they set confusion in those countries and cause them to fight amongst themselves. On the 28th of June, we saw a presidential procession at the Ouagadougou Presidential Lodge for President Ibrahim Traoré, where he welcomed international diplomats, diplomatic heads from different countries, presenting to him letters of credence. And first, let us understand what are letters of credence in international relations or in the field of diplomacy. It's important that we understand what these letters of credence are, and in that way, we will be able to understand, to have a better understanding of what this means in any country and for a newly elected president. Let's not forget, President Ibrahim Traoré was not elected initially as a president. He came to power via a coup d'etat. And most countries were criticizing. And that is one of the reasons why ECOWAS actually placed a sanction on Burkina Faso, Niger, and Guinea and other countries, because they took power via coup d'etats. So what has changed? Even the Western world was shouting, oh, the African continent is going down in the brink because military captains are just getting up and taking up power via coup d'etats. They were shouting, oh, it's all wrong, it's foul. And now they are the same countries that are coming to offer their support, to recognize the new president. So what is this about? Is this truly a form of recognition, or is just a way for them to lure their way into the heart of Ibrahim Traoré and come to destroy him the way they've destroyed many other African leaders? Let us look into details. Let us analyze the situation of these letters of credence. We all know the importance of letters of credence for a newly elected president or president that is re-elected within his country. We know that it's important that they always send out these letters of credence. And who are the people that have actually sent out these letters of credence? You will be so amazed when we start reading them. When that event happened on the 28th of June 2024, we only had about 10 countries present to President Ibrahim Traoré letters of credence. But as time has evolved over the months, we can now see that many other countries have come in to recognize President Ibrahim Traoré by presenting to him their letters of credence. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is a letter of credence? What does it signify in the diplomatic war? What does it signify when it comes to creating and building bilateral relationships and multilateral relationships, or just international relations? Let us look into what these letters of credence are. And again, let's not forget, we are asking the question because we are so bent on protecting President Ibrahim Traoré. We don't want the West to come in, corrupt him, kill his morals, and make him divert from the vision that he has for Africa. Let's not forget, his vision for Burkina Faso is not just for Burkina Faso, but it's for the entire African continent. That is why he is a true Pan-Africanist. We are supporting him because he has the vision of our forefathers, the founders of the Pan-Africanism, the Kwame Nkrumahs, the Jomo Kenyattas, and all those who stood to fight for Pan-Africanism. We see all of that in President Ibrahim Traoré. So we are really, the young people, the youth of Africa are saying that we need to protect Ibrahim Traoré at all costs. The same people who are coming to say congratulations, are they truly saying congratulations because they support his reign as the president of Burkina Faso, or they are just fulfilling all righteousness by just coming up to say, oh, we are already into this country? We were in relationship with the first president, so now we just have to maintain it just for maintaining sake. Or they truly appreciate the fact that a young, vibrant leader has taken over the presidency of Burkina Faso and has a dream for Africa and has a dream for his people. We have to understand all of this because let's not forget, even Paul Kagame was criticized when he took over power. They also came and gave him letters of credence. Muammar Gaddafi was criticized. They came and gave him letters of credence and then later on plotted his downfall. President Paul Kagame has been a very strong and steadfast leader, the one that has refused to blink to the manipulation of the West. That is why he is still standing strong today. And now they're beginning to understand that he's not a push-around president. He's not a puppet that they can push around like all the other African leaders. We have African leaders that are just puppets to the Western world. When they say go left, he goes left. When they say go right, he goes right. He doesn't care if going left is the right thing to do for his nation, for his continent or not. He just does what he's been asked to do. And this is what the president of Burkina Faso is coming in to break what? To bridge that gap where a president can actually stand on the values of his own constitution and defend the constitution of his country and defend the right of his people, work with the grassroots and make sure that everybody in the country at least have a means of livelihood. And we've seen this happening in Burkina Faso over the last 2 years. We've seen a drastic change, just like the drastic change we have seen in Rwanda in the reign of President Paul Kagame. We've seen how he transformed Rwanda in less than no time. And we've seen how President Ibrahim Traoré has also transformed Burkina Faso in less than no time. So let us go into this and see if these letters of credence are indeed signs of recognition of a new president, or just a decoy, or just some fulfilling all righteousness like it is for it is a standard procedure by the United Nations, by diplomatic sources and all of that. Is that what it is, or they're truly here to support? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, letters of credence are a very crucial tool in maintaining diplomatic relations, especially for a newly elected president or a newly president, irrespective of whether he was elected, he came to power via a coup d'etat, or however means he became president. But letters of credence are very crucial diplomatic tools that strengthen relationship, maintain bilateral relations, and also allowed for international diplomacy. So What are these? Formal recognition. Letters of credence come with formal recognition of whoever that president is. That means all these countries that came and presented their letters to President Ibrahim Traoré are directly telling the world that we recognize Ibrahim Traoré as president of Burkina Faso. So this is what letter of recognition stands for. It's a formal recognition. So the letter of credence formally acknowledges the legitimacy of that president, the legitimacy of that president, of that new president by other nations. So if Ibrahim Traoré received letters of credence, a letter of credence from the United States, which is part of the country, one of the countries that actually sent an envoy to Burkina Faso to present a letter of credence. That is telling us that United States of America recognizes Ibrahim Traoré, his legitimacy as the president of Burkina Faso. So it also comes with the legitimacy and authority. So presenting to him and his presidency a letter of credence from foreign diplomat or from foreign countries also signifies that they acknowledge the president, his authority as president of that country, his power to govern and represent his country in international relations, in diplomatic meetings, in international relations affairs. So that is what it's saying. So it also presents or signifies diplomatic engagement. So all of these countries that came in to present their letters of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré are directly saying that we will engage with you diplomatically to foster either development in your country, sign bilateral relationships in anything, whether in trade, in agriculture, in it's all about diplomatic engagement, whether it's in the area of political engagement, economic engagement, socio-political, or whatever it is. These countries are saying that we recognize you as the president of this country, and we are willing to work with you and to strengthen ties between your country and our country, build new relations, build bridges. Wherever bridges have been destroyed, we want to rebuild those bridges. This is what these letters of credence are saying. And again, international relation and cooperation is very important. We know this. For every country to function properly, you cannot function as a lone wolf, unfortunately. You cannot function as a lone wolf because you cannot produce your products and consume them by yourself. If you do that, then there will be no income coming in. There will be no growth, room for growth and all of this. But so presenting to him letters of credence definitely means that there will be international relation and cooperation between Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traoré, and other leaders of world powers and the world power. That is just exactly what it's saying. So they recognize him as a new president, and they are willing to have international cooperation with him. They will join hands with Burkina Faso to fight global issues. Definitely, they'll always tell you that they'll fight global issues, they'll fight terrorism, and we all know how the Sahel nations have suffered in the hands of terrorist attacks. So, but this is what it is. These are the standard procedures. So, it recognizes Ibrahim Traoré. It says that welcome to the international scene or the global family, and we recognize you, so we will join hands together to fight global issues. If there is war, they all come together to provide military support. If there is natural disaster, they'll come together. If they are building, if they want to discuss on issues that will bring change to the world, definitely they'll sit. If they want to talk about environment and any other thing that has to do with the very existence of us all on this planet Earth, these countries come together to decide our future for us, unfortunately. So this is what it is. So they will counter terrorism. They will provide developmental support for one another, or we give and take like we did before in our African culture or in our African continent before the white came in or the West came in and corrupted. We had the trade by barter kind of trading. So you give what you have to get what you want, and this is how these relationships will be working. And these are the importance of the letters of credence, and it also signifies peace and stability. So they contribute to peace and stability by reinforcing diplomatic norms and practices, recognizing diplomatic channels to help in resolving conflict misunderstandings between nations. So, for example, let's say, well, God forbid, we are not saying that the Sahel Confederation can come into that level, but let's say if there is a conflict between the Sahel Confederation and ECOWAS, this is an African, these are African regional platforms. And maybe something comes up, maybe the United Nations wants to come in and resolve the issue. So this is how it promotes peace and stability, because members of ECOWAS and members of the Sahel state have all been recognized by the international body. So they come in now to promote peace and stability. And also Burkina Faso has the right to go ahead and provide its advice and also military troops, whatever, financial support where it can bring about peace and stability in the global economy. And we are talking about developmental aid. So letters of credence are also recognizing the fact that we can promote each other economically. Developmental aid, which means Burkina Faso can go to Amazonia and provide aid to refugees in Amazonia, or go to Nigeria and provide support to the current unrest in Nigeria and all of those kind of stuff. So that is what it is all about. Then also representation and protection. So letters of credence come with a lot. So we must understand that these are the formalities for countries to be recognized. And if we want to know more on issues of letters of credence, we can always look at the diplomatic corps, we can look at the United Nations protocols and liaison services, we can look at the Council of Foreign Relations. If you go to all of these places, you will read more in details, in depth, to understand what letters of credence are. And also then, which are the countries that have actually presented letters of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré. I had them here, and before, on the 28th of June, we had just 10 countries come in and present letters of credence, which we will show you exactly how it happened after I finish this short analysis. So in the African continent, this is now a list that has been added, that has added new countries that have recognized President Ibrahim Traoré. So in the African continent, we have South Africa has recognized President Ibrahim Traoré, and Nigeria did the same, Senegal did the same, Ghana and Morocco. And when it comes to the European countries, you wouldn't believe it, but France, that has been ousted by President Ibrahim Traoré from Burkina Faso, has indeed recognized President Ibrahim Traoré as the new president of Burkina Faso, which is amazing. But I love the fact that he was able to stand his ground and said no more French rule in Burkina Faso. We've had it up to our necks, so it's time for you to leave Burkina Faso. You can do that in other African countries, but not in Burkina Faso, and that is fantastic. That is how France should be treated. And Germany, of course, has had a very long-standing relationship with Burkina Faso, and Germany, of course, recognized President Ibrahim Traoré by presenting the letters of credence. The United Kingdom did the same. Russia, of all, did the same, because we don't forget the African-Russian Summit of 2022 that actually sold Ibrahim Traoré to the war. The relationship between Russia and Burkina Faso has long been strengthened since then. And when we had the African-Russian Summit again in South Africa, that relationship continued. The BRIC summit in South Africa, that relationship continued to strengthen. So Russia has recognized Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré has been working with Russia, we all know. And even when you watch this video, you will see that when the representative of Russia came in to present the letter of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré, he was just overwhelmed. He was just overwhelmed. You could see the joy on his face. And this is just what he wants. This is how he wants to run his country, and we must support that fact. We've also had Spain recognizing, and in the Americas, we have the United States has recognized it. Canada has done. Canada and Burkina Faso actually have a very long-standing relationship, and so Canada has been working with Burkina Faso for a while, and Canada has recognized it. Brazil has recognized Burkina Faso. Presented the letter of credence. Mexico has done same. Argentina has also done so. So aside from these countries, they have other African Arab countries that have also recognized President Ibrahim Traoré. We have seen videos of him and Saudi Arabia representatives. So Saudi Arabia, including Egypt and Algeria, have all recognized President Ibrahim Traoré. And ladies and gentlemen, it is just incredible and wonderful to see that this young African leader who is bent on transforming Africa, that is why we are talking about him, because we see hope for Africa. He is the shining star of Africa. He is the light that we all need in Africa. And leaders must begin to appreciate him and learn from him. And also, let's not forget that President Paul Kagame has also recognized him, and President Ibrahim Traoré had also sent a very powerful delegation to Rwanda for President Paul Kagame. So let us continue to support Ibrahim Traoré, but the question we must continue to ask ourselves is this truly for diplomatic relation, or an indirect way to lure him to manipulate his thought and then derail him from the path that he has set for Burkina Faso and for Africa? The reason why we say Ibrahim Traoré must be protected at all costs. The African youth must rise to protect Ibrahim Traoré and other young African leaders, because we need fresh blood. We need young leaders who truly believe in the dream of Africa, a united Africa, a Pan-African country that can. One nation's liberation means the liberation of every nation. One country cannot be liberated while the other country is still struggling under colonial rule. And Ibrahim Traoré has proven this to us, that there is no room for imperialist leaders in his country. And he is bent on that. That is his motto. That is his mantra. And we must support him, because this is what Africa needs. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here is how these presidents, these countries came into Burkina Faso at the presidential palace to present their letters of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré.
On Friday, June 28, 2024, Burkina Faso marked a significant milestone in its international diplomatic relations as 10 countries presented letters of credence to President Captain Ibrahim Traoré at the presidential palace. Excellence, Mr. President. Faced with the head of state, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Mr. Dietrich Becker, Extraordinary Ambassador and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Republic of Germany to Burkina Faso with residence in Ouagadougou. Excellence, Mr. President. Head of State, I have the honor of presenting to you the letters with which the President of the Federal Republic, Mr. Frank-Walter Steinmeier, accredited me to you. This event is a testament to Burkina Faso's increasing diplomatic influence despite the ongoing security crisis. Excellence, Mr. President of Faso. Head of State, I have the honor to present to you the letters by which His Excellency Mr. Joseph Biden, accredited to Burkina Faso with residence in Ouagadougou. The accreditation of these new ambassadors underscores the efforts of the transitional authorities to strengthen international cooperation and partnerships. The ceremony commenced with a formal reception at the presidential palace, where each country's representative was welcomed with traditional Burkinabe hospitality. The newly accredited ambassadors arrived at the palace and met with President Traoré one after the other, symbolizing the importance of bilateral relations between Burkina Faso and each respective nation. I have the honor to present to you the letters by which His Excellency Mr. Abdelmadjid Tebboune, President of the Democratic and Popular Algerian Republic, accredits me to you as an extraordinary ambassador and plenipotentiary. In his address to the new ambassadors, President Traoré expressed gratitude for their country's support and reaffirmed Burkina Faso's commitment to fostering strong bilateral relationships. He acknowledged the challenges posed by the security situation, but emphasized that these obstacles would not deter the country's diplomatic efforts. The presentation of letters of credence by these 10 countries is not only a diplomatic formality but also a reflection of the mutual respect and shared objectives between Burkina Faso and its international partners. Excellence Mr. President, Head of State, I have the honor of presenting to you the letters with which the President of the Federation Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin, accredited me to you. With these new ambassadors in place, there is renewed hope for strengthened cooperation and a brighter future for Burkina Faso and its people. Excellence, sir. To the President of Faso, Head of State, I have the honor to present the letters by which His Excellency Mr. Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, accredits me with the quality of extraordinary ambassador and plenipotentiary. Excellence, Mr. President, Head of State, I have the honor to present to you the letters by which His Majesty Felipe VI, King of Spain, accredits me to you as an extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador.
auprès de vous en qualité d'ambassadeur extraordinaire et plénipotentiaire.
The President of the Head of State, I am giving you a letter by which His Excellency Mr. Umaro Sissoko Embalo, President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, accredits me to you as extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président du Faso, chef de l'État, j'ai l'honneur d'introduire son
Excellence, Mr. President. Faced with the head of state, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Mr. Nicolas Maduro Moros of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Son Excellence, Monsieur Nicolas Maduro Moros, Président de la République Bolivarienne.
Excellence, Monsieur le Président du Faso, chef de l'État, j'ai l'honneur d'introduire
Excellence,
son
Mr.
Excellence, Monsieur
To the head of state,
Barthélemy
I have the honor of
Zano.
introducing His Excellency Mr. Barthélemy Zano. Mr. President of Faso, Head of State, I have the honor to present to you the letters by which His Excellency Mr. Andrzej Duda, President of the Republic of Poland, accredits me to you as an extraordinary and plenipotentiary ambassador. At the same time, I am giving you the reminder letters.
Extraordinaire et plénipotentiaire. Par la même occasion, je vous remets les lettres de rappel
President of Burkina Faso, Head of State, I'll be honored to present to you the credentials by which His Excellency Mr. Asif Ali Zardari, President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. As you've all seen in this video, you saw all the countries, their representatives, their diplomatic heads coming into Ouagadougou to present the letters of credence to President Ibrahim Traoré. That is to say, the war, we recognize you as the newly elected president or as the new president of Burkina Faso. And the question we want to ask ourselves, and we are asking ourselves because we so much love President Ibrahim Traoré, because we care about him and we must protect him at all costs. The question is this truly for diplomatic relations or a decoy, to come into his leadership, manipulate his advisors, all his surrounding generals, and even himself to derail from his course as a Pan-Africanist, as a unifier of the African nation, as a representative or as a role model for young Africans who are aspiring to see a better African continent. Are these people here for real, or they're just coming to fulfill all righteousness, or to manipulate him into derailing his cause and not following the path which he has chosen? Remember, he has a very strong stand against imperialist leaders or rules within Africa, because he said they feel that Africa belongs to them, that the resources of Africa is theirs. Africa is easily manipulated. Africans have no leaders of goodwill or strong will that can stand on their feet and say no to a Western power. But Ibrahim Traoré is not that leader, because we all know the French rule in Africa. We know how France has dominated and has influenced Africa, and all French African colonies are still paying colonial debt to the French treasury. But he came up, he stood his ground, and he said, hell no, get out of my country. He ousted France from his country, and that is what we want to see across other African countries, because France has overbeaten more than it can chew in Africa. It has extorted us enough. It has manipulated us. It has humiliated us enough. It has extorted from us enough. And Ibrahim Traoré said, no. So these countries that are coming, are they coming with good intentions, or just a decoy, or just pretending to be to stand on diplomatic principles? But ladies and gentlemen, our prayer and hope is that Ibrahim Traoré will continue to be the leader that us young Africans who love the continent of Africa, who wants to see Africa united, who wants to see a change in Africa, will stand on his principles and will not be influenced or manipulated by Western powers, by even African leaders. We also hope that other African leaders will copy the example of Ibrahim Traoré and rebuild Africa for Africa. The youth of Africa are yearning to see change in Africa. Youth of Africa are truly yearning to see change in Africa, because they are tired of the slavery that they are going through in the Western world. Africans want to come back home, and we must have leaders that can stand up to rebuild, to reinstate the values of Africa, to rebuild Africa for young Africans to rise and love their continent, and not be willing to sacrifice their lives in the Sahara Desert, in the Mediterranean, just because they want to go across to Europe or to the Americas, where they think life is better. We have all what it takes to rebuild Africa and make it a giant in the world market. And this is what people like Ibrahim Traoré have seen in Africa and want to rebuild and want to build for Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time on this channel, and let us continue to pray and let us continue to speak up, because if we don't speak up, they will come and influence us and will shut our mouth and cause us to start fighting amongst one another while they go about manipulating our leaders, extorting our resources, and causing us to fight together. The fair Africans, they know for a fact for them that Africans can easily be manipulated, but you and I can prove them wrong, that we are not easily manipulated, that we can stand our ground and we can make decisions and stand on those decisions. So it's not just for Ibrahim Traoré to stand his ground, it's also for you, it's also for me, for our children to be able to say yes and stand on their word, because these are the values we Africans had before they came in to destroy them for us. So thank you for watching. I'll be bringing you more updates, not just on Ibrahim Traoré, but for strong voices that speak about Pan-Africanism, that speak strongly about the need for a united Africa, that speak strongly against colonial imperialism, that speak against neo-colonialism, that speak against Europeans' extortion of African resources. We'll be bringing you those voices. Like I said, this channel will reawaken the spirit of Pan-Africanism, and we will be profiling all of these leaders who fought and died for the unity of Africa on this channel. So God bless you, and if you have a specific topic that you want us to talk about, especially about our youth and the importance of us staying and building Africa, I am open and ready to talk about it. And if you one day wish to come on this channel and express your view, I would love to have a one-on-one with you. So God bless you and have a blessed afternoon.